Picture this: it's a chilly dawn in Europe, and an army stands shrouded in the morning mist. But their leader, despite facing insurmountable odds, is calm. He's already anticipated every move his enemy will make. That leader? None other than Napoleon Bonaparte. But how did he know? The name Napoleon Bonaparte often conjures up grand images of a tactical genius, a master of the battlefield who commanded legions with unparalleled prowess. But today, we're diving deep into an often underestimated weapon in his arsenal: his mastery of military intelligence. This is a tale of spies, strategies, and secrets. In the intricate dance of warfare, where every move and countermove can mean the difference between victory and defeat, information shines as the most precious of commodities. Think of it as the currency that buys you foresight in a world of uncertainty. While numerous commanders of Napoleon's epic would stand still, impatiently tapping their boots, waiting for messengers to bring tidings, or hastily responding to the latest developments, Napoleon was a breed apart. For him, the present was merely a result of actions he'd anticipated long ago. Consider the game of chess. Most generals of his time played it move by move, focusing on the immediate threats and challenges, getting trapped in the machinations of their opponents. But not Napoleon. Instead of merely responding to the game's dynamics, he seemed to have an uncanny ability to dictate them. Each pawn, knight, or bishop in his grand strategic board wasn't just moved, it was positioned with a future checkmate in mind. Napoleon's meteoric ascent to the zenith of power wasn't solely the result of his bold battlefield maneuvers. Beneath the surface of these visible triumphs lay a formidable force: his almost supernatural aptitude for foresight. Like a seer reading the strands of fate, he seemed to possess a sixth sense, intuiting events and outcomes long before they manifested. This wasn't mere luck or baseless bravado. It was born out of an insatiable, almost obsessive quest for knowledge. Napoleon was ever the student, delving into the psyche of his adversaries with a scholar's dedication. He sought to understand them completely, not just the size of their armies or their planned maneuvers, but the very core of their being, their motivations, their vulnerabilities, their deepest-seated fears. It was as if he sought to know them better than they knew themselves, and often he did. And this is where the tale twists into the realm of the extraordinary. Napoleon didn't just rely on tidbits of information gathered haphazardly. Instead, he meticulously constructed an expansive intelligence network, a veritable spiderweb that stretched from the rolling hills of France to the distant steppes of Russia. This was a finely tuned machine. Scouts roamed vast distances, bringing back invaluable reconnaissance. Spies, blending seamlessly into enemy territory, whispered secrets that could topple empires. Trusted informants, placed within the very heart of opposing camps, relayed the innermost strategies and sentiments of the enemy. But his thirst for knowledge didn't stop there. Recognizing the pivotal role of geography in warfare, Napoleon maintained a specialized team of cartographers and artisans of the map, who painstakingly charted the terrain. These weren't just ordinary maps, but masterpieces of precision and detail, revealing not only roads and rivers but also the nuances of the landscape. For Napoleon understood that terrain wasn't just a backdrop, it was a dynamic participant, with its valleys and peaks, forests and plains, all playing their parts in the grand theater of war. The true genius of Napoleon wasn't merely in his unparalleled information gathering. It was in the alchemy he performed with it. In an era before computers and analytics, Napoleon had a cognitive prowess that was nothing short of legendary. He would be inundated with swathes of intelligence, a deluge of reports, sightings, and messages. Yet, with an astuteness that baffled many, he could quickly discern the wheat from the chaff. Discarding the noise and zeroing in on the essence, he had an uncanny knack for distilling vast amounts of data into cogent, strategic insights. The raw, unprocessed information that landed on his desk would, within moments, be transformed into a roadmap for victory. With merely a cursory look, Napoleon could ascertain the pulse of a battlefield, the opportune moment to unleash a cavalry charge, the perfect spot to lay an ambush, or when to stand firm against an onslaught. Such exceptional insight was the linchpin for his audacious military escapades. Napoleon didn't just engage in battles, he crafted them, sculpting scenarios where his enemies were perpetually playing catch-up. In an epoch where technology as we understand it was in its infancy, bereft of the sophisticated satellites that dance in our skies today, or drones that can offer a bird's-eye view, or the instant digital communications that connect us in mere milliseconds. How then did Napoleon consistently outpace and outmaneuver his foes? The answer lies not in machinery, but in something far more profound, his deeply human approach to warfare. While his contemporaries were engrossed in rigid strategies and tangible metrics, Napoleon delved deeper. He became a student of the human soul, dedicating himself to understanding the very essence of those he faced. It wasn't enough for him to merely know the disposition of an opposing army, he yearned to grasp the very heartbeat of the general leading it. He delved into their past battles, discerned their habits, evaluated their strengths, and, most crucially, sniffed out their vulnerabilities and fears. In doing so, he crafted a psychological profile so detailed that he could often anticipate their decisions and reactions long before they themselves came to any conclusion. There are myriad tales, whispered in hushed tones in military academies even today. Stories of gargantuan armies, dwarfing Napoleon's in numbers and resources, that felt an inexplicable unease. And that unease was validated when, despite all odds stacked in their favor, they found themselves outflanked, outwitted, and utterly defeated. The simple truth? Napoleon didn't just have an edge, he had a profound depth of understanding. He wasn't just informed, he was enlightened. While others played with data, Napoleon danced with insights, turning the tide of battles before they even began. In the vast chessboard of war, while others were still contemplating their opening moves, Napoleon was already whispering checkmate. In every tale, even the most brilliant of heroes face trials that test the limits of their prowess. As the vast tapestry of Napoleon's dominion unfurled across the continent, the challenges in maintaining that intricate web of intelligence began to mount. The sheer expanse of his empire meant that, in the vast game of whispers and shadows, some secrets evaded capture, eluding even Napoleon's far-reaching grasp. Furthermore, his meteoric rise and string of victories fostered an overconfidence, a belief that he was invincible, a sentiment echoed by the adoring masses and the elite guard that surrounded him. This aura of invincibility sometimes clouded his judgment. There were moments when whispers of caution, reports of impending challenges, or hints of enemy strategies were set aside, dismissed as mere trifles in the grand scheme of his vision. In other instances, his adversaries learned and adapted, presenting new challenges that his intelligence apparatus hadn't anticipated. For all the power intelligence offered, it also held a mirror to the vulnerabilities of leadership. Even a leader as astute as Napoleon could become trapped by his own biases, choosing to hear what he wanted rather than what he needed to. And as history has poignantly shown, even the most formidable empires, those that seem unshakable and eternal, can falter and crumble when leaders become deaf to the very information that once made them great. Yet, it's crucial to see past the occasional lapse, the infrequent intelligence hiccup. Because at the heart of this narrative is a profound truth, a leader's relentless quest for knowledge, a hunger that drove him to turn information into a potent weapon, one that rivaled the mightiest of artillery. Napoleon's legacy in the realm of intelligence isn't just about his triumphs but also about his approach, and his philosophy. In today's era, where we find ourselves inundated with a ceaseless barrage of data, his story reverberates with relevance. It serves as a poignant reminder that raw information, no matter how abundant, holds little value without the lens of discernment. In the vast arenas of war, commerce, or the myriad challenges of life, the true power lies not in merely having the facts, but in the ability to glean insights from them, to weave them into a strategy that spells either resounding success or heartbreaking defeat. If you've been captivated by this tale of intrigue, strategy, and mastery, engage below, share your thoughts. And, of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to journey through more epic tales from the past. Until next time, keep the wheels of time turning.